Welcome. We're here today at Wind, Reel, and Print. My name is Kevin.
And my name is Ryan. Great job, Kevin. Woo!
Yeah, we're introing this podcast episode. And the topic of today is...
I don't know how we're going to frame it, but it's Brecht.
Yeah.
Are we saying Brechtian Cinema or...
Yeah. I mean...
what's your...
we can title it Brechtian Cinema
Yeah.
because we'll end up talking about that eventually.
But I know that Brecht, who is a person,
yes,
we're talking about the theory of it and
Yes.
specifically how it... I think we're going to talk about everything, but mainly our big focus is how it relates to film and these specific films that we chose.
Exactly. Yep. Yeah, because I keep mentioning Bertolt Brecht as like
stop.
a thing.
Yeah.
He was kind of like a big influence on like how I see what I call meta-realism and developing like this kind of theory or whatever. So yeah, I kind of want to background him and like what he was all about and what his what he called epic theory was, and how that relates to like storytelling that we know today. And then to segue that into this, I guess it's like a genre of Brechtian cinema, and bringing in two examples that are, I feel like, related to the Brecht theater theory, but like does it in a cinematic way. And so I'll kind of talk about like the differences and all that.
Very cool.
So you said you did some minor research.
Yeah. So
talk about that.
Yeah. So basically, I just to even preface this, there's been a number of times I think that as someone who didn't really grow up or even go to school with film theory as a thing, I went to film school and never learned film theory.
Yeah.
Which is just a very
Wild.
interesting thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So whenever I hear about film theory and stuff, sometimes it kind of like washes over my brain and doesn't latch on.
Yeah.
And so there have been times even during this podcast where like Brecht has been brought up and all of these things. And I'm like, you've told me before, it's never really stuck. I didn't really understand it.
Yeah.
And so we've talked about a number of film theories in the past, and I felt like, all right, I want to get at least the tiniest bit of understanding before jumping into this. And also I wanted to kind of have like, know what was on the menu, I guess, a little bit before I watched these films.
Nice.
Which I found even more and more has been helpful to, like, I think I like watching these films with context a little bit more.
Sure, yeah.
There have been times I've thought like, oh, I'd rather go in blind. And there's times when I feel like I like that, but I think I've enjoyed more as an exercise. Like for example, we watched The Celebration, which is a Dogma 95 film for our Letterboxd Top 250 episode. And I read the Dogma 95 rules before going into it. And I'm happy I did.
Right.
Because I got to think about it a lot. And so same thing with this. I did a little bit of reading.
Cool.
And what can I say what I think Brecht is?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Brecht, at least to my limited understanding, is
The hypothesis
is, and I'm totally going to butcher it because I didn't really plan for this. But it's basically, it's,
I didn't plan for this.
It's, I mean, breaking the fourth wall, or it's a movie that knows it's a movie, I guess, and is messing with the elements that we kind of like, I guess, understand or take for granted in a film. And some of those elements, some of the ways to kind of play with kind of like, or to be Brechtian, at least I think, is having a narrator or having someone that's talking to camera. I think musicals are Brechtian.
Okay.
And switching the actors who are playing characters is very much like that. Anything that kind of feels like it takes you kind of takes you out a little bit of the film. Is kind of the way that I've thought about it.
Sure.
And I guess maybe that ties a lot into your theory of oh my gosh,
meta-realism.
I was saying that in my head. I was like, is it meta-realism? Yeah. But no, it feels like it's playing into meta as well. And so
Yes.
maybe we can talk about the relationship with those. But
Sure.
how close am I? What rating do you give for my...
Pretty bang on. I'd say like
okay.
a 7 or 8. I think you're like
I love that.
in the ballpark.
Yes, that's great.
But just like, like
Yeah.
foul balling
There
or
we go.
whatever.
Yeah.
I think you said a lot of great stuff. So
Sure.
I kind of want to hyperfixate on taking you out of it.
Cool.
I think that is a great starting point for this.
Great.
So to talk about Bertolt Brecht, he was this German playwright from like the 30s or 20s or something.
Yes.
And so he kind of comes up during like Nazi Germany, basically. And so his theory behind theater was like trying to create a new relationship with the audience, to have them be more active thinkers versus passive spectators.
Oh, interesting.
And so a large part of that was being able to think about their social setting in a very critical manner, specifically with like fascism and all that stuff. And so his theory is built around pulling you out of the story and making you think about it.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he calls it Verfremdungseffekt.
I love German words because they just
It's
they put it
poetry.
all together.
Yeah.
That's why you get these long, really cool words.
Yeah.
But yes, what is it?
Exactly. And it's basically about distancing and alienation. Right? It's creating this effect of pulling you out and like pushing you aside and creating like alienation between the audience and the film itself.
Yeah.
And a lot of that has to do with playing with the form and acknowledging the like elements of the art that you're looking at.
Yeah.
Right. So for him in theater, he would show the lights, which you wouldn't do in theater. He would show the back of the set.
Yeah.
The scaffolding.
Yeah.
Or like, like that one Peter Pan movie where everything goes wrong. Like that's very like Brechtian. Like it's basically breaking down all these things. And then so you mentioned talking to the audience, breaking the fourth wall. That's like, that is one of the cornerstone things from Brecht that we take into like basically everything, right?
Yeah.
And so the idea of being meta is basically like Brechtian.
It feels like it's in that Venn diagram. It's
right.
Or it maybe is a part of Brecht.
It's like, it's originating from that theory and like kind of taking it in a new way, but it's very much like in that realm of like using art form. And so
I have a question.
Yes, question.
I may as well just ask these as they come up.
Yeah.
Is just looking into camera Brechtian?
Yes. I mean, I feel like acknowledging the camera and the audience is like cinematic Brecht.
Yeah.
Or it's Brechtian cinema.
Yeah.
Right. Because that's like essentially the same thing that you're doing. Right.
Yeah.
And so like Vivre is like incredibly acknowledging the camera's existence, and this relationship between the camera and Anna Karina is like the supposed relationship between Godard and her. Right.
Yes.
It becomes like a contextualized thing within them looking at each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's interesting because so many early films, obviously pre-Brecht,
Right.
there's a lot of that. I'm thinking of whatever the Great Train Robbery, for example. We have the shot of
looking right into
the camera, shooting into the camera. We have the kind of the infamous like train film that scared the audience because it felt like it was coming right towards them. So it's interesting, kind of the pre-Brechtian.
Well, it's also that, I mean, I could see where things are converging because early cinema is basically like theater derivative, and a lot of theater from that time is like, melding into that Brechtian. I feel like it's definitely, I feel like Brecht is there when that stuff is going on.
And I wonder if,
from a theater standpoint,
and I wonder if just when when things start, like a new
Yeah.
medium, like
Right.
there is just an acknowledgement of the medium a little bit, and
Sure.
like playing with it in such a way that you
Right.
can do to see what it can do.
Yeah.
So there's something about like, and maybe it's just very meta too. Like maybe I would imagine the first books are kind of acknowledging of them
The
being
form.
books
Yeah,
of the
yeah,
form a little bit, or at least they play with it in a unique way.
Sure.
I don't know. I'm spewing.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it just got me thinking, and there just seems like a lot of connections to just the very nature of cinema.
Right. That allows it to be this thing.
Yes, yeah, it feels, and he did grow. He came about just as all of this was pretty much starting to. So
Yeah, exactly.
it all kind of plays together.
Yeah, totally. And I think people, like all the influences are like kind of melding together. For sure. So yeah, to kind of break down his what I call Brechtian technique, I'll kind of go into certain things that he kind of specifically points out as like Brechtian or whatever. So the first one we kind of already talked about was the director dress and like having a narrator, like acknowledging the story, right? And so like as a part of that, a huge part of Brecht is like the self-referential and self-reflexive sort of like story elements and stuff, and the acknowledgement of artifice. So yeah, things that we kind of already talked about. And then so the next three are kind of big on using the form to create distance between audience and whatever. So he has this thing called historicization. Basically setting a story in a past setting creates distance between the audience and the story because they are not thinking about their own lives. And so it's like a backdoor loophole to get them to think about something else, but like attach it to their own life in a way.
Yeah.
And so like he used past, like, I forget exactly what era, but like shaped it within like a fascist like government or whatever as a way to like critique Nazi Germany or whatever.
Yeah.
And so like as an example, I feel like Chi-Raq is trying to do that in a way, but doesn't like set it so far in the history to where you have that distance. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It still feels like present in a way.
It definitely feels like a movie that belonged in that exact year.
Yeah.
I mean, something interesting about it is based on a Greek or whatever thing from way back when. So it is taking like really old source material and bringing it up into a very modern thing.
So maybe the act of making that movie was like the historicization or whatever. And then so I guess with Chi-Raq in mind, a thing that Brecht wanted to do with this thing was incorporate song and dance as another distancing element. And Chi-Raq is like, they're speaking in lyric and like have musical numbers, and then in Threepenny opera, it's like literally an opera. Like there's musical numbers and all these things within it. So that's like a defining part of Brecht. And then another element is what he calls fragmentation, which is like basically breaking up the story into chapters, or like segments and stuff like that. Just like creating these like little vignettes like allows you to think differently in terms of like how these things are related, so to speak. Like Palindromes and Vivre very clearly are like chapter out.
And Vivre are very interesting because they kind of play with what is about to happen a little bit more too. Which I guess all titles are like that. You read it and you're like, how's this going to color what this next thing is?
It's like foreshadowing inherently. That's a great point. Like having the title cards makes you think about what you're about to watch.
It's
a little bit differently.
Hey, can we bring Kuleshov effect back, baby?
Yeah, I think that's
what comes before
point. Yeah,
it affects the interpretation of what comes after.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think that's a huge part of Brecht is like the Kuleshov effect.
Yeah.
In terms of like creating clashing ideas.
Yes.
And
Yes. Yes.
yeah. And then so lastly, last group of aspects, I group under like creating opposition. Like I feel like Brechtian technique is reacting against like normative storytelling devices and stuff. So Brecht would describe this technique as non-Aristotelian. Like goes against the principles
of story.
Of Aristotle and stuff like that. And so basically breaking away from 3-act structure. Yeah. Essentially. Yeah. In most cases. And then he would also use humor instead of playing into drama to what I feel like is the spoonful of sugar to make the medicine go down. You know, it's like kind of bypassing you a little bit. That same kind of like trickery of like because you're laughing, you don't have to think about it as much, but all of a sudden you are thinking about it, you know? And then the last thing I find most interesting, like in theater, they have the yes and like idea. But he's kind of quoted as ushering not/but. As like literally creating opposition, like going against what you would think would happen in the thing, and kind of pushing the boundaries of like the story or whatever. Which I feel like you can definitely see in like Palindromes or like Vivre. It's just like so seemingly unpredictable in a way. It
feels like it's on really shaky ground a little bit. Now they both feel especially created by auteurs. Like sure. And Chi-Raq as well, where it's like very clearly some like a vision of a certain person. But there is like it's so hard to grasp exactly what it's trying to say. And then you kind of get these endings that are just like, you leave with something in your brain. Yeah. And that, definitely Vivre and Palindromes, most of all, feel like the most like, let me chew on that some more. A lot more,
Yeah. So, that's to summarize. I think bringing up G.W. Pabst's Threepenny Opera and Spike Lee's Chi-Raq as like examples of what Bertolt Brecht was trying to achieve with like his theater theory, with epic theory, right? It's incorporating all these things to a kind of a T, and doing exactly what he's kind of theorizing. Or I say Chi-Raq would be the closest thing to Bertolt Brecht epic theory, and then whatever Threepenny Opera was, it felt like a bastardization of his theory in a way, like not acknowledging like most of these things.
And it also felt like it lost out on like what keeps the engine going. For example, like are you ready to kind of jump into these movies a little bit? So the Threepenny Opera, which I know everyone's heard of this movie, just to give some context.
So that is one of Brecht's like one of the actual plays credits. He wrote.
Was he involved, do you know, in the screenplay or like in the, he was, exactly. I don't think
so, because he sued them.
Exactly. Notoriously did not like this. But it is a good example of some of these themes and things, but feels like they're done by a baby. Just a little bit. I can say that these people aren't alive anymore. But it's just, it's like letting a robot with some of these ideas like try to create like art, but not knowing the soul behind it is how it felt the most to me. For example, actually, so 1931, the Threepenny Opera, or Die drei Groschen Oper.
Oh, yeah.
So there you go. You get your German.
Duolingo right there.
Yes. In London at the turn of the century, underworld kingpin Mac the Knife marries Polly Peachum without the knowledge of her father, the equally enterprising king of the beggars.
Yeah.
So you kind of get it. It's got some musical elements. It's got kind of like a musical narrator as well.
Yeah.
And it does
so weird.
Yeah, it's very strange. But where can I find is it Rudolph Forster? Yeah. Rudolph Forster is our kind of lead, Mac the Knife, right?
Yeah.
But he is not charming in any way.
Mm-hmm.
And it felt like he was supposed to be a little more fun,
cool,
and cool, but instead he just feels mean the whole time, which made it
and
just like
yeah,
it made it not very enjoyable to watch in some ways, where like some of the other characters, with the police chief being like the most like kind of entertaining of all the characters.
Sure, yeah.
And it felt like the characterizations were wrong. The way it was written felt like Mac the Knife had charisma,
right,
versus just like a brooding presence,
right.
And so that's where it kind of felt like with a lot of these things for
just
me was like
out wrong.
They were played like someone that didn't understand the assignment,
right.
like too literally what was written on the page.
Sure, yeah.
And I would probably say that's the director's fault of just not knowing.
Generally,
it's just like, oh yeah, I'm going read these lines, just like how they're written,
right.
That sounds like the way it's been said in every other movie. So we'll keep moving.
Good,
yeah, exactly. This is how you play a bad guy in a movie, but there's so many elements that what the action doesn't work align with that.
And I think that plays into the Brecht thing of like it being nuanced, right? You're saying one thing, but you're actually saying another thing, and like being able to play both of those things, like truly, right? Because I think, in the story, everyone's supposed to be like morally questionable, but people, I think like what you're saying, people are playing their parts too literally. So you don't read that so evidently.
Yeah, they're playing the bad guys like bad guys.
Yeah.
And so it's like when you watch a movie where it's just like bad guys doing it, but it's meant to be funny, but they don't know that it's meant to be funny in some ways.
Yeah. So it doesn't land like at all. Yeah. Yeah. Because there were funny moments, but I was like, I'm laughing, but not because they did it well.
It does. The humor does feel ahead of its time in a way, and it's crazy too
because it's critical in commentary.
It's sadly relevant.
It is,
which is really terrible. Like I hate that we're still talking about that.
Go through the premise a little.
Yeah. So basically, we have Mac the Knife, who is.
Oh yeah, were we talking about this already?
A little bit, but I don't think we got into. But he is a criminal and runs a criminal enterprise. Yeah. Ends up and has like a gang of boys around him. Right. And we kind of see him flexing himself like in a nightclub, for example, kind of showing like that he runs the place in a way. Right. He ends up falling in love with this girl. They get married very quickly. There's a funny marriage scene that happens where they've kind of kidnapped in the barn, they've kind of kidnapped the priest. Yeah. And so that's all very funny where it's like the priest knows kind of what movie he's in. Like he's like, what the fuck is happening? And they're just like going on with the whole thing. They've stolen all of these items to have like this great wedding. And it's very funny. Then we have the police chief who's kind of in on kind of close with Mac and gets him off the hook whenever he needs. Yeah. But he's really scared for his own skin. Yeah. He's constantly just trying to play the game to his favor. And then the woman, what's her name? Peachum? Yeah. Polly Peachum's father ends up being the king of the beggars. Yeah. Who is basically, like it said here, equally enterprising. He runs his own like kind of business. Yeah. And it feels like it's a play on what we might say like is like kind Robert of a Baron. Union leader in some ways. You see how that it might be. But in this guy basically has a bunch of people that work for him that pretend to be beggars. Yeah. And he has a hilarious thing on the wall where it has all of the different examples of the different beggars you could be. Yeah. And you like select what costume you want. And I was laughing. I was just like, this is crazy. Yeah. But I thought that whole angle, I thought it was very funny. Yeah.
It's pretty great.
And so as you can imagine, once we're kind of introduced to all of that, it ends up kind of being a little bit of like, he finds out Polly married Mac and then trying to ruin his life
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Right. It's like a back and forth.
Yeah, it's just a little back and forth.
Yeah.
But it feels like it takes the movie a long time to even get to that point.
Yeah.
I mean, we're past the midpoint, I think,
The
at
intro
that point.
is very long.
Yeah, it is very, very long.
Yeah.
The whole movie is really long. Like
drags.
and I think that's what we're watching, kind of like it feels prehistoric comedies of today. Like it's just like, damn, like you hit the punchline a while ago.
Yeah.
you know?
And you're still playing the bit.
You're still doing it. All right. Well, do we really need to watch them walking? Like there's just so many, like everything. It feels like it's just made by people who are churning out 20 movies a year.
Sure, yeah.
And they got it and they're like, all right, let's do it. They're just trusting that it's going to work in the end.
Right. And not really understanding the source material or whatever.
But yeah, I also kind of didn't really mention that, like, there is a narrator that kind of pops in here and there and is singing in different points, and there is some singing, also kind of like really pre-musical sort of things where it's
a lot of different numbers.
Yeah, and they're almost
randomly
purely performative.
Yeah.
And not certainly none of them move the story forward in any way.
Right.
It's just like a character decides to sing for the most part.
Right.
Which is hilarious. But yeah, it feels like a pre-musical, like now that we've done like a musical episode of what would to come, where, you can really elevate it by doing all of these things.
Right. Yeah. I feel like in a lot of ways, Brecht is like signaling, or is like a proto version of like modern comedies and like musicals and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Just in terms of like how we understand the form of it all and stuff.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Yeah. Like slapstick to me feels kind of like this.
Yeah.
Like fucking what's his name? Charlie
Chaplin.
Yeah. I was about to say Kaufman.
Also a person.
Yeah. Who's also a little Brecht, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, it feels like Charlie Kaufman is always trying to push the barriers a little bit.
Go behind in between the lines.
Yeah. Like, what's another way to do this thing? Adaptation being a great example of that. Of just like, what?
Or being John Malkovich.
Yeah. It's just like, how do we fold this back onto itself?
Right. Yeah. And get like a new thing out of it. Yeah.
And I think Brecht is all about breaking.
Yes.
Breaking the form.
Yeah.
And
that's a great point.
Yeah. So we've got a lot of.
Brecht is German for breaking.
No.
I almost got you.
You almost did. I almost gave it the time of day to calculate it. You saw it enter the floppy disk drive, and it spat it right back out. I'm like, I'm not analyzing.
So close.
But I did. I gave you. I gave it to you.
You thought about
it. I did. I gave you a very genuine, honest look. It's like, because it would have been cool if you were right.
It would have been. It sounded awesome.
Yeah. And that's how German works a lot of times, is like a word just sounds like
exactly
the other
same.
word.
Yeah.
Because we're obviously English kind of comes from it.
Yeah. It's heavily Anglo,
Yes.
whatever. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, this movie was crazy, and I didn't really care for it. It did feel like they didn't understand the Brecht. Yeah.
That feels like the number one thing for me, is like, it just clearly feels like someone that didn't understand what they had.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Before Chi-Raq, just wanted to mention that we had talked about this earlier. The German expressionism.
My cat's yelling if anyone can hear.
The German expressionism influence in Threepenny opera.
Yes.
And like how they use lighting and set design. And,
it is crazy that we've done a German expressionism episode, and we've kind of talked about the Weimar Republic, and obviously that is Germany between World War I and World War II.
Yeah.
Or actually not all the way to World War II, but all the way to the rise of the Nazis in the 30s.
Yeah.
And to know like that you have these, proto horror films.
And then you get this.
And then you got this, which also just, I think, shows in some ways like the diversity of what was happening back then. I think sometimes as we look back, everything starts to collapse in on itself.
Sure.
And I'm not saying this doesn't have a commentary on fascism or anything like that, but like people are so explicit.
But tonally it's so different.
Yeah. People are so explicit. Like like these horror movies, for example, in German Expressionism, are exact commentaries on this, and like people were going through all of this and stuff, and it's like there's a wide breadth. Not to say that didn't happen, whoops, but just shows the depth of it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
because you could see where it's still kind of aligning with a lot of those themes and stuff. Yeah, but obviously it's like completely different from what we had watched.
Yeah, it's not as like menacing and cold as they kind of like talk about these German Expressionist films of the time being a comment on that.
Yeah, I would say like Class is a big thing, and like Metropolis.
Yes,
right.
Yes.
It's like kind of similar character designs or whatever.
And we had the same actor.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yes, Fritz. Fritz Rasp. He played the one of the major characters. I think he played the scientist in Metropolis.
Wow. The connections.
I know. Yeah,
That's
he
crazy.
played. Oh no, he played the Thin Man. Never mind. He played the kind of the
ghost thing. Or no.
No. The not the assassin, but kind of like the muscle.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah. So that's cool, obviously.
Oh yeah. Also Casablanca. Threepenny opera.
You feel like
it reminded me of Casablanca, just in terms of like all these characters like being above or under the law and like kind of trying to do their own thing and having their own agendas and going against each other and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lots of potential, and I've seen that there's a lot of remakes of this, and people taking the source material and doing their own thing. And I'd be curious to see
other versions
of this.
Yeah,
because I generally speaking, I like the story of it.
Yeah,
I think it has a lot of potential.
Totally, the premise is really
premise
interesting.
is great.
Yeah.
Well,
okay, and then so the other thing is Chi-Raq.
Yeah,
Spike Lee's Chi-Raq, and like, I guess comparing that Brecht to this Brecht.
Mm-hmm. So Chi-Raq, 2015, Spike Lee.
Yes.
A modern day adaptation of the ancient Greek play Lysistrata by Aristophanes.
Nice.
Set against the backdrop of gang violence in Chicago.
Yes. That's great.
And after watching this, it had musical elements. It had narrator. It had talking to camera. It had a lot of these things, and obviously talking in rhyme. Through a lot of it. It was so Brecht, and it made me just think about Spike Lee is so Brecht.
Yeah, totally.
Narrators are in so many of his movies.
Yeah.
Obviously, we've seen a couple of Spike Lee movies on this podcast now.
And they've all done the thing.
Exactly. Yeah. Yes. I love thinking about Bamboozled and
how that plays into
how where in the scale of Brecht it is. Like there's some interesting things because it doesn't have a narrator per se, but it does have like a lot of elements where it's like, okay,
it's doing something.
Yeah. Especially when it changes. Because I don't know if I'm right in talking about like the changing of the literal form is Brecht. If that's like going a little too far, is like to say how in Bamboozled you go from like digital, I guess it was like a digital camera into high fidelity film at a certain point, because we've now moved over to the TV production. Like it's now shot differently. It's now kind of like a different thing, and how that I don't know how much that actually plays into a Brechtian element of it.
I mean, I generally feel like it is, because it's like supposedly taking you out of it, right? It's making you think about the story in a different way.
Dropping back into digital after going into film is rough.
Exactly.
You're being hit again with this like, like
you can't not notice that. And it's not meant to be smoothing over your experience. It's supposed to be like bringing attention to itself.
Maybe that's what is Brecht is like. If it is,
it's like, hey, look,
it has something to say.
Yeah. Totally. Cool. Yeah, having something to say, I think, is huge.
Yeah.
Right. I feel like Brechtian properties need a message. Like it needs a thing that it's going towards, because there's a point behind all these breaking of the thing, right? Yeah.
Well, to talk a little bit about Chi-Raq,
Yeah.
since we're here, I wrote a couple things. I'm trying to take better notes, folks.
Yeah.
Okay, so sometimes I'm going to reference notes now, so suck it. Suck it.
I love it.
Yeah. So you might hear me read things. I wanted to say some very interesting and good acting in this. Nick Cannon as an actor.
Yeah.
Super surprised.
Really good.
Yeah. I think the only thing he wasn't good at was crying.
Yeah. The
That
ending.
was tough.
Yeah.
You're watching like you.
tear
I will
sticks.
say it seemed like he was giving 100%.
Yeah.
And you can appreciate that.
Yeah.
Like I can really appreciate that. But yeah, no, I was
Really
watching him like
put in an effort.
you forget that now he's like hosts. Was it The Voice or like he hosts
Wild
like
Now.
Well, I know he hosted Wild and Out, but then America's Got Talent. Maybe that's what it is. He hosts now like a game show too.
No,
and so
you're
that's
right,
kind of what
you're
he's
right.
become is like
A personality.
a personality.
Yeah.
Over like the lead actor
artist.
from Drumline.
Yeah.
Which was a big movie. I was in Drumline in high school, and that was a
Oh,
movie that
You
they
love
would.
that shit, huh?
I thought it was pretty cool, and the teacher would always be like, "Do not play like them in that movie.
Yeah,
they
play
play
sloppy.
awful.
Yeah.
Exactly. Do not be like that movie. But the movie was dope.
Yeah. It made it look cool.
Yeah, exactly. But so Nick Cannon, I was like, wow, damn, that was really cool. And
Yeah.
I really liked Wesley Snipes too as
did?
Cyclops. He was insane, and I think that's something I said is like the movie has a lot of cringe,
Yeah.
and the movie has a lot of cheese,
Yeah.
Like, but I think that's really
Point.
good.
Yeah.
Like, part of me, I read something online where it's like it feels like this like fear of being cringe stops us from like
Trying.
trying things and
Yeah.
to be artistic and to like discover new things.
Right.
And as much as it hurts to say, I think we need more of it.
Cringe.
I think we need things that are just like, or just like, what?
Yeah.
And strange and things like that. And I think Wesley Snipes' portrayal of Cyclops was
Right.
super weird.
Right.
And there's even just so many of these elements of this movie that's like the writing can be so like
On the nose.
yeah, like when they're chanting about like and I should say like the plot of the film is basically to stop to stop like
gang violence.
women are going to stop having sex. They're
Yeah.
going on a sex strike.
Yeah.
With the men. So that's the
Which people have done in the past.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. And it's a really cool thing, but
They play it out really
they
weird.
play it out weird, and the chanting that they do, and they're like salute, like it's their
And
Pledge
the
of
dance.
Allegiance.
Yeah.
It's so bad. I'm just like, oh, I got my head in my hand.
It's a tough watch.
It's tough,
Yeah.
but I appreciate it, and I'm really happy about it.
You're like cringing.
And
saying
I'm
that.
gritting my teeth. I'm so happy.
Yeah. No, I had like coming out of that movie, it was just like, what the
Yeah.
fuck did I just watch?
Yeah.
Because like it's just the weirdest amalgamation of things. Like the gang violence commentary, it kind of bodes its own tone and like idea of what that type of movie should be like. And then you have Spike Lee's craziness, like the musical element, the lyrics,
Yeah.
the fucking narrator, like Sam Jackson just like popping in at a fucking
Yeah.
rap concert.
Yeah.
Just like all these things. And then you're like, where am I supposed to like point at? Like,
Yeah.
what's the thing here?
Yeah.
I definitely up there in terms of like the weirdest movies I think I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
But Spike Lee will do that. He kind of like pushes your comfort levels of like what you want to take in, you know?
Yes.
And he's very much about like centering difficult parts of the Black experience within this like kind of colorful aesthetic and stuff. If
Yeah.
we think about like Do the Right Thing, you know,
Mm-hmm.
to me that's like Brechtian cinema, whereas this is like more traditional Brecht.
Yeah.
Because like in Do the Right Thing, it's just like way more incorporated into the like filmic elements and
Yes.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
But he's basically doing a lot of the same things, you know.
Yeah.
I feel like between those two movies.
Definitely, but that's really interesting to point out because there is a big there's like a sea of difference between Do the Right Thing and Chi-Raq. Like, and I don't know what it is, but there is something there. Like you watch Do the Right Thing, and I don't think there's any part of you that cringes at all.
Yeah, no way.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe some parts, but
Yeah,
like,
sure.
Yeah,
but maybe I've also gotten used to it by this point.
Right.
But it feels so much
It
more
is
than
more
where
elevated.
Chi-Raq feels like it's kind of like chilling on the bottom, like it's just hanging out, but it does a really, really interesting thing. Yeah.
No, he's definitely trying something.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
And it's like, yeah, dude.
Yeah.
That's a thing.
Yeah. So Highest to Lowest will be coming out, I think, this year.
Yeah.
I think we will be able to see it by the end of the year.
Yeah.
So that will be another really interesting Spike Lee's interpretation of High and Low, Akira Kurosawa's High and Low.
Within like New York or whatever.
Within New York.
Yeah.
But, already realizing, I've seen the trailer and things like that, already realizing like he's breaking it too.
Yeah.
Like he is not precious about the thing.
Right.
And it's interesting. Like I don't know enough. Obviously, I know he taught film at NYU, or maybe still does. I'm not sure.
He's like in charge of the
the program.
Or
Oh,
some
cool.
shit. Yeah, something like that.
So, like, obviously, and we definitely know this. Oh yeah, I forgot. We have seen another Spike Lee movie.
She's Gotta Have It.
Yeah, She's Gotta Have it.
Mm-hmm.
This
Also
is definitely
Brechtian, I feel like.
Oh, I mean, yeah, it's like they're talking to camera, they're having interviews. Yeah,
the chapters.
Really good point.
Yeah.
Yes. He definitely knows film history and I guess knows just when to break it.
Yeah.
Where like Martin Scorsese, for example, is obviously another film
buff.
Buff, and also just like God.
Yeah.
But his films never, well, I mean, they do break some things. I guess Martin Scorsese has a lot of Brechtian stuff too.
I would say, close to Brechtian, because he's influenced by New Wave, so it's just like derivative of of that. Yeah.
I stumbled into it again. Oops, all Brecht.
Yeah. What do you know? Everything's Brecht.
Shit.
It's like when you
Catherine Bigelow.
when your friend gets like a red like bug, and then you just start seeing red bugs like all over town.
Yeah, it's like I remember in Grand Theft Auto in the video game, that would always feel like it's happened. So I was like, what the fuck? I'm just like
that thing again?
Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Catherine Bigelow's not Brecht though.
No, I don't.
Oh, thank God I got out.
I don't think so. Yeah.
All right, I got out of the hole. I needed to get out. I needed to understand where I was. I was too deep.
She feels too like traditional, like rooted in traditional storytelling.
Yes. James Cameron.
James Cameron.
I also hate. It feels so sexist to go from Catherine Bigelow and then to think about James Cameron.
I mean, it's a good. I feel like
they seem like
close.
Yeah.
I would say he's not Brecht.
Yeah.
Yeah, James Cameron, right?
I would agree.
Yeah. Okay.
I can't think of anything where he.
Yeah, is like breaking the form.
No.
Or whatever.
Yeah. Like he is interested in technological innovation, but that's not Brecht.
No, that's like modernism.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. So
and I actually have a list like Charlie Kaufman, Spike Lee, Alejandro Iñárritu.
Oh sure. Yeah.
Fellini.
Yes.
Yeah.
Would you believe I've never seen a Fellini?
Oh my God.
Isn't that crazy, you guys? You can turn off the podcast now.
What the fuck?
We haven't done an episode.
Yeah, we really haven't. And
Which is crazy.
But he is awesome.
Yeah.
You need to watch Fellini. He is like, I think objectively he is like top 5, like one of the greatest.
Yeah.
Because it's so wild. His filmography is crazy.
Yeah.
Because he started in neorealism.
Wow.
And then did all of his stuff.
And then broke it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we'll get there.
Well, eventually.
Yeah. Anyone else? You said, is that it? Fellini?
Baumbach.
Oh, can you give me an example?
I feel like Marriage Story is Brechtian in some ways, in terms of the form, and then there's somewhat chapters to it, and then there's like musical elements and like performances.
Yeah.
And it's like making you think about their relationship in like a different way.
Yeah.
That's not like traditional or whatever.
Yeah. He's a sly Brecht.
Yeah, he's very sly. He's a very sneaky Brecht, because he's even in like Meyerowitz Story, he's like doing things with the form and like that performances and stuff and the editing, and you're like, whoa, what the heck is that? And it's just like a little bit different. And Francis Ha has broken up into chapters. There's no through line story. It's just like a little piece of her life just like threaded together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wes Anderson.
Wes Anderson. Yeah. He's kind of known as like, as that just because of how much he's breaking the form and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Okay.
Yeah. You get it.
Yeah.
You get it.
I think so. And we still got 2 more movies to talk about.
Yeah. Yeah. So anything more with Chi-Raq and Spike Lee? And...
Question. Do you think, this is more of a political question, do you think this film could be made today?
Like
I have a theory.
In the Trump era?
Yeah. Yeah. In what I think some people call the post-woke era, in a way. It's the reaction to kind of wokeism.
Sure.
From and the Me Too movement.
Sure.
We're kind of like rebounding.
Yeah.
In the other direction.
Right.
And so
hyper conservative.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's interesting. I feel like this movie is so, to kind of not answer your question.
Sure.
This movie does feel so like Obama era.
Exactly. It feels like it comes from this specific time.
Yeah. Like the way they think about race and all these issues and stuff. I feel like people don't think about it in this way.
It does feel that way, doesn't it? Yeah.
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 Yeah. It's crazy to think it came about before George Floyd,
right?
For example, like that.
Right.
That has so
it
totally changed.
Yeah.
Like at least like the general paradigm of this country and kind of understanding.
I think it still was during that like 2015 police brutality era
Yes,
of all that. But George Floyd was another thing.
Yeah, that was kind of like I think that was the one that made people say Black Lives Matter
during the pandemic, right?
Yeah. Like people were still like thought
iffy
Black Lives Matter was like a bad organization for like a really long time, and we're like, we really shouldn't say that. But then everyone says it after
in 2020.
George Floyd.
Yeah, you're right.
And now we get to a point where I think we're kind of back, maybe even further back than we were in like 2015.
Yeah.
You just,
for sure.
And just to say, I just don't think we see a lot of movies about gun violence.
Yeah. True.
In general.
Right.
Like this felt like very unique in that way.
Right.
Just
tackling an issue that like, I feel like people are scared of talking about because it reaches into all of these weird sections, right?
Yeah.
Like specifically with our country and gun violence, like it just goes everywhere. Can
you think of the backlash that this movie would get now?
Right.
Too? Like there would be like people would try to take it down and review bomb and all of these things.
Right.
Like it would get like such a bad rap because our communication and culture is being like just strangleholded by this serious conservative groove.
Yeah. Like NRA or like
I don't even think that they're around it. I'm thinking like literally just fascists. Because that's who we deal with nowadays. It feels like it's just people that think that anything with black people, for example, and talks about gun violence and like actual serious issues. As soon as a serious issue comes up, it's like, all right, no,
throw it out.
Yeah, throw it out. It's like, oh, woke. Everything's woke.
Superman.
Superman was woke. Copy. So I guess long story short, I was watching it. Yeah.
Sorry.
So I was watching Chi-Raq and I was just like, this does not feel like something that's being made today. And I just think in general, political movies aren't really getting made right now.
Yeah. I mean, I think we need them more than ever. Yeah, for sure.
Eddington has a spin on that.
Yeah. I think Eddington is like the Chi-Raq equivalent to today.
Yeah.
In terms of like taking a contemporary issue and then like making a movie out of it.
Yeah.
And then people are like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
People are so reactionary to
yes.
Fuck. I don't have my phone, but Sam had texted me like out of the blue and was like, I feel like people don't really get, or I feel like there's two different types of people. People who think that movies are like a way of communicating ideas, and then people who think that movies need to reflect their own ideas.
Yes.
And that like the former will like this movie and the latter will hate this movie.
Yeah, it's almost like the taking things too literally,
Yeah.
and not like understanding subtext anymore too,
Right.
is where it feels like it's people that like get mad at movies for including a character that does bad things.
Yeah.
You know,
Exactly.
it's
Yeah.
kind of how it feels sometimes. It's like, Jesus
like,
Christ, like
How
you're not.
else does the story work?
Yeah, exactly. Like, what am I supposed to do? I'm not, by putting in this character, it does not mean I endorse what they do.
Right. Right.
It's also, I think we just also live through a culture that is obsessed with being a victim all the time. Like everyone, even people that are non-victims,
Right.
they have to come up with like
story.
a story of why they something went wrong with them or what have you.
It's the hero's journey complex.
Yeah. Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like we all feel like we are troubled
True,
and are
true.
going through a problem
that
and we
is a
need
good
to
point.
accomplish something to get to a higher level.
That is a very good point.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
we're trying to overcome our struggle.
Yeah. Yeah. And also, I just think like a cringe movie like Chi-Raq, it's also, we're like so afraid of cringe now too, and making things like that. That's like, I feel like it gets tougher and tougher to break.
To be different.
Yeah, to be different.
And try new things because you're basically risking being cringe.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. Because like there's like no other reference to this type of movie. So like what could Spike Lee really like, besides musicals and stuff, it's like there's no reference of like this being done well, I guess. Yeah. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. We have
moving on.
We have a lot more to talk about still.
Yeah. So to segue.
Yes.
I feel like these movies are reflecting what Brecht originated with his theater theory.
Mm-hmm.
And then so for these next two films, just want to preface that these are what I would consider Brechtian cinema, in that they take the Brecht theory and then like download it into cinema form and like format. And then we get new things that I feel like editing is huge, right? The use of the camera is huge in terms of all this, like new cinematic language begins to influence the theory and come into fold.
Yes. 100% agree.
Yeah. And so I guess we can briefly talk about Vivre because Palindromes is so fucking awesome.
We'll land. We'll
land there. Yeah. It's the sound of music of the Brecht,
exactly. Yes. We got to be careful. We're gonna run way over time. So Vivre, which we've talked about before,
right. So the early days,
we learned a lot since then.
Yeah,
we've seen a lot of Jean-Luc Godard since then. We did a whole episode.
Yeah. So our conversation about this is going to be way more evolved, I feel like.
For those that don't remember, 1962, Jean-Luc Godard directed, Anna Karenina starring. 12 episodic tales in the life of a Parisian woman and her slow descent into prostitution. So you get a very French movie, a very Godard movie, a very Karenina movie.
All very true.
Yeah, and another thing where it's about kind of breaking the thing, especially like I guess Palindromes, like that's the only time I've ever seen like 12 episodes.
Yeah.
Like suddenly it's like really hyper specific. It's certainly not acts in the traditional sense.
Yeah, there's no like narrative arc within each thing.
Yeah. Each thing now kind of lives, obviously Palindromes has more of a narrative, but it still feels like I still have so many questions of why it broke when it did. It had a lot of really interesting decisions of its length of time it decided
more
to
really
spend.
short.
Yeah.
And same with every time I watch Vivre, I notice that too. Like some sections are just like 10 minutes. Yeah. And they go really quickly, or it's just one scene, and then they move on. Yeah. I find that really interesting.
Yeah. Obviously it's very Brechtian. Yeah. To use titles. Yep. In this way, and to kind of break it up and to kind of force like, it's like getting like in between a meal, like you're taste testing or whatever like that. You eat whatever like little bit, or like ginger when you're having some sushi or something like that, or whatever to cleanse the palate.
That's what
what titles feel like they do a lot of times. Is like there's just this.
It's like a saltine cracker.
Yeah. It's to wash it away, and it's like you're seated again.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. You're leaning forward. You're like, all right, now I get to watch the next movie.
Right. This just came up.
Sure.
I feel like there is a distinct difference between this and an anthology movie, right?
Yes, and that's where my mind was going next. Was like
Oh,
French
nice.
Dispatch, for example. Like
So different.
So different.
Yeah.
So different.
Well, like, yeah, like if Wes Anderson made a Vivre type movie.
Oh,
Whoa.
can you imagine? Where it's just like basically,
Whoa.
I mean, just you could change the set pieces or something like
Right.
you keep the character the same.
Right.
And it even like still you can have it with Vivre sa vie. It doesn't necessarily feel like the last one dealt with the next one, dealt
Right.
with the next one sort of thing.
There's no like cross reference
But
or whatever.
you at the end is when you connect the dots.
All the dots, yeah.
Yeah.
All
You
the
now
characters
realize
come together.
exactly. You realize all the pieces that you have. And you can kind of analyze it from there, where an anthology film like
Doesn't
French
do that.
Dispatch, for example, it's just like these are just like stories. It uses just a very general thing that ties them together.
Right.
But there isn't any connective
Yeah.
tissue at the end.
Right. And the chapters aren't breaking anything.
Yeah.
You know, it's like a continuation of this sort of cycle. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's basically like, you know, if you watch an anthology of short films, like that's different too.
Right.
Unless, you know, I
Unless there's
all
like a
these things
programming or
yeah,
whatever.
exactly.
Yeah.
All, there are ways to do it, but this still doesn't feel like an anthology. It also just feels like the timeline's really tight,
Right.
in general too with this.
Right. In terms of the whole story.
Yeah.
Totally.
Just like these events are kind of piling on top of each other.
Right.
Which leads to like an ending that's sad.
Yeah. Death.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like death is the theme of the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because there's a lot of references.
And close calls and things like that.
You're
And kind
right.
of this,
Like
dissension.
foreshadowing to the moment and everything.
Yeah.
The Joan of Arc movie is obviously like about death and like
Oh yeah.
and
Have you ever seen Joan of Arc?
I haven't.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I've watched some of it, and I need to just sit down and give the whole thing a good shot. But damn,
It's crazy.
it's crazy, and
Yeah.
it's so ahead of its time. It's unbelievable.
Right.
Just the cinematography and everything.
Yeah, Schrader mentions Carl Dreyer as like a director within his what's it called? Transcendental cinema.
Oh yeah.
And then academics also bring up the way Jean-Luc Godard edits Joan of Arc into this movie, because the original movie doesn't have the title cards.
Yeah.
It's just like subtitles on the screen. So he's implementing the white title cards into the movie itself. So that being kind of Brechtian in terms of breaking what we know Joan of Arc to be. Yeah. So yeah.
Where I know that you've done some shuffling of your top four and stuff like that and everything. And I know Vivre sa vie has always been really big for you. I'm just kind of curious on this most recent viewing.
Yeah.
Anything new you pulled from it, or
no.
what? Yeah, you've.
I feel like I've exhausted this movie now.
Yeah.
Same with Francis Ha. It's like I can watch it. It's like making a peanut butter sandwich.
Yeah.
You can kind of just go through the whole process without even thinking about it.
And you've watched it in so many different, like from so many different directions.
Yeah. I've learned a lot about this movie, for sure.
watch it with like a Brechtian eye versus like a this is one of Kevin's favorite movies eye.
I've already
versus
had
like,
the Brechtian digestion though. Like
I mean you've
while.
been Brechtian for a while.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah, no, I guess to go into it for you, because like I had for a while it was just my favorite movie, and I was like, I love this and I have no idea why, and I'm just gonna watch it over and over and over again. And then so slowly over time I'm starting to like learn about these things, like their relationship and like Godard's history, French New Wave, etc. But I fall into Brecht. Like I started reading about him and like started connecting the dots. I was like, I feel like Godard is Brechtian, and like Spike Lee, I feel like is Brecht. Like they're doing Brecht things. So I would like search it up,
and that's a general consensus, isn't it?
Yeah. There's like articles written about both of these directors being very Brechtian focused, and so there was one article in particular that was writing about or documenting how Godard made Vivre as a thesis on Brechtian theory. So like this is his like Brechtian movie more than all of his other stuff, even though his other stuff is super Brechtian.
But truly, this is the one where it just feels like it's the most stilted or stunted.
Sure,
like because of all the title cards. It's just like, Jesus Christ. I mean, you've never seen a movie with this many title cards.
Right. Truly, yeah.
Like that's how it really feels. It's like, Jesus. You know,
it
you're
keeps
just
pulling you out.
Yeah, exactly.
Pulling you out.
Yeah. And none of his, I mean, plenty of his other movies have elements that always kind of feel strange.
Yeah.
And not movie like.
Right.
But this one definitely was like, all right, we're going to
be more
it
like
feels
that.
Like, just they're passing the little meals. You finish what you're doing and you move and you eat the little piece and you move on to the next one.
Right. It's like a luxury restaurant.
Yeah, exactly. It's the taste test of this woman's life.
Right. True.
And then you get
the
dessert
flight
at the end.
It's the flight.
Yeah, it's a flight. Yes.
Yeah, dessert. Yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't really pull anything new anymore.
Yeah.
Not to say I'm above it, but just like it's so second nature to me watching this in Francis Saw. Yeah.
Yeah, that's just a very interesting thing. I thought I'd check in.
Yeah, I was like, I wonder what else I'll get out of this. But when I was watching it, I was like, oh, I just like know everything.
Everything.
I just know exactly what's going
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
What I love about this movie though is like the musical parts to like that her dancing
her dancing around the pool table is so great. It's one of the
magical
best.
Yeah.
It's very pre-Pulp Fiction. Like there's
totally
this, the
these floating
great
camera.
And these just great like women dancing scenes that you just really remember.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, so that was kind of my experience with that.
Nice.
You watched it again.
I did, yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
Did you pull anything? Or you saw the Brecht?
I saw the Brecht.
Yeah.
This was the Brecht eye.
Yeah.
I dropped down the Brecht eye. Brecht.
Brecht. Yeah.
It's Brecht.
It's a good example. I insisted on including it because I felt like it was a great obvious example of what this is supposed to be.
Yeah. This also I saw on plenty of lists because I was like looking at Brechtian films just to kind of get a better sense. I didn't really see Chi-Raq all that much, but it totally is.
Yeah. There's a good article about Chi-Raq being like the Brechtian thing for Spike Lee.
Yeah.
Like obviously, yeah.
Totally.
But I think because it's newer, it doesn't have like that whatever esteem or
but these other three universally were on like most every list that I saw, which makes sense.
Totally.
Cool.
So yeah, to kind of connect it to Palindromes before we talk about that movie, I thought it was interesting how both these films had like a philosophical monologue like towards the end by this one character.
Yeah.
Just like structurally, both of these movies just felt exactly the same.
Yeah,
almost,
true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's a very good point.
Yeah, it was super interesting.
Yeah. Especially, the because like I said, Palindromes is like the closest to the amount of titles as Vivre.
Right.
Like it's up there.
Damn near 10 or 12.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And it's just like, whoa, like really trying to understand. And then, but Palindromes like takes that and elevates it even further to do something that you can do in movies.
Yeah.
And change the literal physical appearance of a character as much as possible. Just literally like the age, the color of the skin, all of these
ethnicity.
things. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like how do we make it the most obvious
that
thing
not,
to you?
Yeah.
And what does it say? How do they bring their own acting into it?
Right. Because you could kind of tell each character is for a specific thing.
Yeah. And they act totally different too. Like there was I'm guessing, because most of them were kids, I'm guessing there wasn't an attempt to get 6 kids that all act the exact same.
Yeah.
It's not like that at all. They act very differently. They all look very different.
I feel like they have the same soul.
Part of me feels like I agree with you, but part of me feels like that's me putting it in
projecting.
There. Projecting it, which is what you do when you watch a movie. Like that's the Kuleshov effect. That's all of these things.
Sure,
you are adding meaning to this.
Right. Yeah.
And that's also the beauty of just like making movies, even when you can't like totally figure it out, is like, and it's just art in general. Like other people are going to bring their own thing into it and project their own meaning to it. And that's why, like, for some people, a piece like a banana taped to a wall is something meaningful to them, because they like, and a lot of times it's like, oh, it's just because it's in a museum, it is art. It's expensive art. And I think that was the comment there on that.
But there's part of their performance though, like it feels like they're all like pitching their voices higher, you know, like being more acting childlike. You know what I mean? It felt like, at least with certain, maybe, I don't know. It definitely felt like they were trying to perform similarly, but I could see where they're like that one girl with the guy in the hotel room. She's obviously way more like acting forward and way more like sure of herself than the other characters, and other characters are way more reserved and like way more like internalized and stuff like that. So I guess I'm just thinking out.
Let me give the audience some reference here. So 2004's Palindromes. You know what a palindrome is.
I do,
Yes, and I'm guessing the audience knows, but it's basically a word forward and backward. Is the same. Hannah being a great example. Or Aviva, which is what her
name is. Yes.
Aviva is 13, awkward and sensitive. Her mother, Joyce, is warm and loving, as is her father, Steve, a regular guy who does have a fierce temper from time to time. That's interesting to say. The film revolves around her family, friends, and neighbors. Oh my God, wow. That reveals nothing. That's it. That reveals nothing. And is absolutely not what the movie is. In any way. Gives absolutely no explanation.
But do you think that
directed by Todd Solondz,
having no context is like beneficial to the movie, to the experience of watching the movie?
I mean, I appreciated going into it and really not knowing anything about it. Like I had a. Did I even know that it was switching characters? I don't think so. All I knew was that it was going to be Brecht. And so I'd seen a couple and I was like, okay, this is going to do something weird.
Yeah.
And I don't know when it's going to happen or when it's going to break.
But something's going to happen.
It broke pretty fast.
Yeah, like within the next chapter, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like within the first 10 minutes, I think, it switches into the second chapter, which is... which we've now switched the character. So this movie, our lead little girl, Aviva, is played by 7 maybe actors, ranging in ages. With the most obvious different one being Sharon Wilkins.
She's like 20 or whatever.
I think she's in her 30s or 40s by that point. Like she's much older. I think she was born in the 50s.
Dang.
Or maybe in the maybe 70s. I'm not sure. But so much older. Obviously a different ethnicity and just a larger physique. And so clearly the largest difference that you could make.
Right.
Besides, I guess, like switching, making it literally like a man. Like an old man or something. But so it was interesting, and I still don't know the meaning behind it.
I mean, I feel like the generic thing is like, this can happen to anyone.
Ooh.
And that's what I was reading a lot.
Oh, is that what people say about it? Huh, I did not go there. Absolutely did not go there.
Yeah, and I could kind of see that, right? Like,
sure.
This experience is like everywhere, but we don't see it, and we just don't understand.
Yeah, so much of like what I was thinking had to do with the performances by the girls and women. And like, why choose
all these different...
why choose this thin redhead, for example, to play this exact part? Like, what are we trying to say? Yeah. But I literally don't know. Like I left it being like,
that is a little more theoretical.
Yeah, and I definitely left this film being like, "What?"
Yeah.
But I see the meaning you're bringing into that. Like you said, that a lot of people agree on.
Sure. Like the macro full film meaning.
Yeah, and the way it ends, especially like with like
Right.
all of those characters, like basically back to back to back to back to back to back,
cut together. Yeah.
Like I see it. They're all kind of like one
person.
Yeah, one being of
experience.
Yeah,
basically.
Yeah. All victims.
Yes.
It's like that, just like everyone's a victim, all kind of collapsed in on each other.
Right. Because you can kind of see within the story the absurdity of like these characters trying to exist and survive within their families and stuff. And then like people not really understanding what they're going through or why they're behaving in a certain way. And so there's always this like miscommunication and like kind of like juddedness that you can't like get over a certain hump or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to even give a little more context to the film.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it follows this girl who gets pregnant.
Yes.
Ends up needing to get very young, obviously 13. And then gets an abortion, and then basically has a falling out with her family, ends up on this on Mama Sunshine's ranch.
Yeah.
With like a bunch of other like a bunch of other kids, some like with no legs, some that are blind, and have autism and or Down syndrome, I should say.
Yeah.
And so
Probably autism too.
yeah, probably. Probably a few of them.
Yeah.
You know, because that's not as clear visually. But all of these kids that have like some sort of, you know, quote unquote issue with their lives and are different.
Yeah.
And so she ends up falling in with them.
Yeah.
And they're a hyper religious group. And so that kind of comes into that. And then all of a sudden the movie folds back in on itself.
Yeah. Where a character you see from an earlier episode is now reintroduced within this family dynamic, and then it becomes like a story, right?
Yeah. And then now there's action. Yeah. And it really changed it up, which was wild.
The third act is crazy.
Yeah.
It goes places.
Yeah, it goes places. Really good. I highly recommend, and I know we don't usually do that on the show of like, hey, I recommend you watch this or whatever, but it's
one of the greatest movies that we've seen.
Yeah, it is so interesting. It'll always be up there as like this really unique slice. Yeah. And it feels like I would say, and this just came to me, is like Ari Aster.
Yes.
Like I get an Ari Aster.
I was thinking Beau's Afraid.
Yeah. Beau is Afraid is a very similar vibe.
Yeah. Tonally, it's like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Hereditary as well. And Midsommar. Yeah.
He's just a manic guy.
Yeah. Like there's something so strange and unsettling about everything.
Right.
We're just kind of expecting something to be off. And
because Mama Sunshine feels like the parents in Beau's Afraid. Like that house that
totally,
you know?
yes.
It's like, oh, what the heck?
Yeah.
This feels so
this
weird.
Is so strange.
Yeah.
Why are you're acting abnormally?
Yeah.
Like it's also like directed strange.
Nice.
Yeah. Where it's like, all right, like take it up to 11. Be like so sweet, it's menacing.
Yeah. Which is an odd thing to go about. Yeah.
And then nothing it happens with her necessarily, you know, like, and so you don't even know if it was ever going to go there. But I think also the kind of like what I've come to know is like an Ari Aster trait is having just one of the worst like aspects of humanity and the worst thing that can happen to you happened in the movie. Yeah. And it's just like the character now has to like live with that. Yeah. And have like that poisoned bit of themselves. Right. With this movie being pedophilia, being a part of the film and something that happens to the little girl. And it's just, these people exist. It just sits there. Yeah. And also even like somewhat like you can humanize a little bit the pedophile in kind of the ending parts where like now she in the film, this little girl is coming on to him and he's like having a hard time. He still is dealing with like wanting to be with a little girl, but he's dealing with the guilt too. And like, and going to the point of like basically killing himself by sacrificing himself at a certain point.
Yeah,
Like he
yeah.
wanted to kill himself because he
Couldn't
felt like,
deal with it.
he's like, I've gotten so many chances or whatever. He says something.
Yeah.
He wants to just come back and have a normal life.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
he's so fucked up.
He's fucked up too many times.
So many times. And
Yeah.
he's just a fucked up person.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it was just so interesting to
land there.
to bring that in and to have like those characters. And I thought his performance was great as well.
Yeah, he was great because he's so broken and like insecure, and then she's so like forward.
Oh
and
my god, it's
sure of
so
herself.
hard to watch. Even yeah.
There was a comment on Letterboxd of someone saying like, as a victim of this, like that scene was so powerful because it's like bringing the power back to the abused and like being able to like reconcile with like the abuser in a way.
Yeah, yeah. And I think that there's also something interesting to be said about how like this little girl is saying that
All
she
these
wants to be
things.
with him and wants all of these things. She is a child.
Yeah.
Like that does not give
Agency to that,
I guess it has to be said in this day and age, but that doesn't mean they deserve it.
Yeah, yeah.
In any way. Like
Right.
she has no idea what she's doing.
She has no idea what she's talking about.
Yeah, and
she's just like echoing things that she's heard basically.
Exactly. Like falling in love and talking about love and relationships and
Right.
and she's been obsessed with having a baby her whole life.
Yeah.
And then has a hysterectomy that makes it, it's like a lot of these things.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, it was just wild. Yeah, it was so interesting.
Yeah.
And yeah, but Ari Aster feels like
Aster's a good one.
yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to mention I looked at this director's filmography.
Yeah, it's interesting. I've never seen any of his other things.
Neither have I, but my friend recommended to me Happiness.
Yes, I think that's his number one
watched
watched
movie.
one with Philip Seymour Hoffman, 1998.
Apparently, this guy is just fucked. Like this guy, not like fucked up, but like the director makes a lot of fucked up movies.
Yeah.
And like his movies are just like go there.
Yeah.
Kind of. So he's kind of known for being able to push the boundaries, so to speak, of like comfort and whatever.
Okay.
So
yeah, I
think this plays in line with his other work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I can't wait to dive deeper into it.
Yeah. To me, it feels like Alex Payne, but like demented, you know?
Yeah. 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 I think that's really good.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
Like if Alex Payne and Ari Aster had a baby.
Yeah. Yeah, like Jurassic Park 3 mixed with Hereditary.
Yeah, yeah. The mutant movies.
Yeah.
I do have my phone on me.
Oh, nice. You found it.
Yeah.
But yeah, Todd Solondz, we'll add him to the list.
Yeah.
For sure.
Directors.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
Well, I guess to summarize.
Oh yeah, we're Brecht.
Yeah, Brecht. Like looking at these two films, I define Brechtian cinema, or creating the Brechtian effect, as synthesizing a multitude of Brechtian techniques to achieve a full, like, spectrum effect. Includes like disarming the audience, provoking critical thought, including the audience in the movie, removing cathartic experience, and education.
Remind me again, removing cathartic experience.
Yeah.
What exactly does that mean?
Yeah, so that kind of plays in with his non-Aristotelian theories of like going against 3-act structure. And so this is something I didn't really mention before, but he did specifically pinpoint catharsis as like anti-critical thought, because you're just passively viewing this thing and letting it wash over you and then not thinking about it afterwards and like how it applies to your life. So he saw catharsis as a bad thing. Mm-hmm. And so he's like working towards a thing that is anti-catharsis and more like critical.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
And I feel like that, to bring it back to what I had kind of mentioned earlier, is like, I feel like that's what the point of the philosophy monologue at the end of these movies is. Like, this is what I'm saying. think about it. You know,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, suddenly
like if you didn't get it before, this is what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pulling the curtain and breaking the brain of the viewer.
Right.
Yeah, not giving them a chance to let it wash over.
Right.
Like, because you could just leave and be like, I didn't understand that. But then it's
Right.
like, all right, you had a whole movie to figure this out.
Yeah, exactly. Now I'm telling you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And even that still isn't necessarily clear, but you have,
Right.
it's like a monologue is something you have to listen to. There's no escaping it.
And it, they're holding on their face. They're not doing a montage. They're not doing anything else. It's like you are watching only this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Focus up.
Yeah. And listen. Yeah.
I love it. Yeah. Cool.
So yeah, that's Brecht.
That's Brecht.
Yeah. Anything more?
Oops, all Brechts. No, I think that's it.
Yeah.
Brecht's Rex.
Brecht's Rex.
Well,
yeah, you feel like you
I'm in.
You're
I'm even going to
drinking the
say Brecht
juice.
now. I'm even going to reference it. You know what, Kevin? That
feels
damn,
Brecht.
that's pretty damn Brecht.
Yeah. No, the Martin Scorsese one, that was funny. You were like, wait a minute.
Shit. Oops, all Brechts. I'm
Just
walking.
walked into this one.
That's why I had to Captain Bigelow myself out of it.
Yeah. The antidote.
Yeah, that's exactly. I was like, all right, what's like really realistic and is taking things really seriously?
Yeah. Bingo.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Cool.
Well, thank you for allowing me to take you down this hallway.
Thank you. It's always fun when we land on these film theory ones. I always learn.
It's
and
great.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to. I feel like we've done 101, 102, 103.
Yeah.
What's 201?
Yeah. At the next level.
Yeah.
Because we've done a lot of good like
Really basic.
German expressionism was a good
It's
like,
such a good one. It's
theory
so
thing too.
Yeah, and it's so like clear and obvious.
Right. Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to do like a new wave one.
Yeah.
Like a 101 new wave.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, because there's some good
Yeah,
stuff there.
we've danced around that. Obviously, you
like
have
Godard
to
and
acknowledge
everything.
it.
Yeah. But yeah, we haven't seen a Truffaut yet.
No,
we haven't seen Varda. We haven't seen.
No, there's so many. Yeah.
So
okay. We're going there. Would you believe we have more ideas for episodes?
Yeah, I know. It never.
That we'll never have a shortage of, which is very exciting. All right, folks.
It is.
Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time. That's a wrap. Bye. Wind Reel and Print is a podcast by Salad Brain Productions.
You can find us on Instagram at Wind Reel and Print Pod.
You can also find us wherever you get your podcasts.
And please, if you like the show, leave a rating and review.
We'll see you next time.